Well, good evening and glad to know you're tuned in to Rapid 96.5 FM. We are the sound of your city. Well, it is Champions Arena right here on your favorite dial. And let me just let you know that Remo Stars coach Daniel Ogumodede has lamented over poor MPFL coach's salary. And Elena Rybakina has cruised into the semi-finals of the Wimbledon. Well, Djokovic as well have also cruised into the semi-finals after beating, Demeno withdraws from the tournament. And Alcaraz sets up Medvedev semi-finals right there at Wimbledon. And do not forget that Jose Pesero have been linked back to the job of the Super Eagles. Well, all these and many more we'll be talking right here on the show, Champions Arena this evening. Well, I'm still your boy, Ima Explicit, and don't forget that whenever you call me Captain Explicit, I will definitely lead your team to victory. Obia late, Onishi late. Well, let me welcome the midfield maestro to the show this evening. He just came back from an injury, so let's welcome him back from the injury layoff. Welcome, Ivalidu. Welcome back.
Still not fully fit, anyways.
Good evening, Emma. Good evening to our listeners. Well, it's now that I know what the players pass through when they're on the sidelines. It's always very difficult to see the guys playing and you want to get onto the field of play and help them win. But it's not a lengthy layoff. It's a very short one. Hope to be back fully fit tomorrow. It's nice to be on the show today. I really like the topic we have on the table to discuss, especially the part of Daniel Ogumodede. Let's talk sports on the show this evening.
Yeah, let's talk sports on the show this evening. Well, I have the 40th in line for the throne of Oni of Ife. Talking about none other than the attacking sensation Olua Pelumi Kingadeni. Good evening, Pelumi.
Oshegon, you will live long for your child. You understand? Yeah, because
you never become king. You don't.
I'm praying that they show yourself. You understand? Only Sukomo. You understand? So I'm just, I'm not king yet, but then if I was a king, I'll ask you that you should say, keep at a pele say, let the slippers dance to my leg. But right now, I'm not the king. I don't want to.
but do you know how tough this guy's job is? For his dream to come true. I'm telling you, he needs 39 orders to abdicate the truth.
Either die.
No, I don't want to die.
It's either they die or they just say we don't need the throne.
Yes. Well, I'm afraid that their brothers will not say I need the throne in place of my brother.
That will survival of the fittest, spiritual battle. Okay, nice to be here again, and there are lots of things to talk about. Like Ivav said, let's do this again in my explicit.
Well, let's do this again. Well, let's welcome the only favor that is pretty, the sports diva herself, talking about none other than the late comer.
Must you say that?
Did I call your name?
But you just mentioned my name before saying the late comer. Are you being serious?
I only said the only favor that is pretty.
Well, I just came late. I did not kill somebody. Anyways.
Okay. Good evening, favor pretty.
Good evening, Ima. Good evening, guys. Yeah, good evening, our listener. It's a beautiful evening to talk about beautiful stories in the world of sports. So let's do this.
Well, let's do this. Because my favor was the last person to be introduced on the show, I think we should start from the ladies this evening.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, ladies first.
Okay, so why didn't you introduce me first if you actually meant ladies first?
Because I wanted to start from the ladies.
What do you mean by that?
And the last
you introduced me last, and then you are saying ladies first. So how does this
the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first?
No, that's not what we are talking about here right now. We are talking about ladies first.
Yes, I have to keep you last because I want to start with you.
They say ladies first because ladies came last when God was creating man.
Are you
after
kidding
man was
me?
woman.
Okay, let's not go into that. Let's talk sports actually this evening. Well, that's the guy trying to be cheeky right there. Well, let's talk sports. Former champion Elena Rybakina cruised into the Wimbledon semi-finals with a clinical win over Elina Svitolina. This name they always give me while Elina Svitolina on center court. Well, Rybakina was a level above Svitolina in a 6-3-6-2 victory that took just 62 minutes and will play in the last four for the first time since she won the competition. Belumi, Rybakina winning Elina Svitolina. Oh, Father Jesus, Lord help me. Elina Svitolina. You know, easy, Sha, but make I no come bite my tongue. I love this woman, anyways. So, Bellumi, Rybakina into the final four of the tournament. I know you're actually kind of surprised to see Rybakina winning Svitolina in this particular.
Well, it's surprising, but at the same time, it's not that surprising. We need to know that women football, like women's tennis, I mean, are growing a very fast pace, and all of them wants to have a fight at a Grand Slam, and I think there's no better period than now that to always have a chance at the Grand Slam, because as you know, in women's tennis, the Grand Slam champions are not usually consistent. You see them winning one Grand Slam and the very next they are getting knocked out. Well, some in the fourth round, in the second round, it's getting so much, and I think the only reason why Iga Swiatek is still number one is because our inconsistencies are usually covered up by other people's inconsistencies. People like Coco Gauff, former world number one, Sabalenka, also drop points, also inconsistent. That's why that is covering for inconsistencies. But I think for Wimbledon, we have seen a lot of shock in the last. And we are also used to it. In the last Wimbledon, you could see that Vondrousova was an unseeded player and she won. And I think in this particular one, we might likely see another underdog story, another dark horse story, and it's that I said it's surprising and it's not surprising at the same time. I just wish her all the best and hope that maybe she wins, but the other people is still in place, and I just hope that she wins, but because she has gone so far and she really deserves. She has been through so much pain, so much injuries to get to where she is currently, so hopefully she wins it.
Well, I think we need to not to be surprised a bit about Rybakina's progress to the last four. You just stated that she was the winner for last season's Wimbledon.
Yeah, last season was Vondrousova, the unseeded.
She's a former champion.
Former champion of the competition. So you know that she can.
She won the competition, I think, in 2022. Yeah,
she beat Ons Jabeur. So in the finals of that one, I could recall watching that particular game. And Ons Jabeur, the traditional Arab Tunisia, you know, she always has the hope of Africa and the Arab nation on her shoulders, but she fails to deliver. She's lost 2 finals, in quick succession. I think that was in 2022 when she was really
tournament
in full groove. So I'm not surprised for Rybakina getting into the last 4 of the tournament. Svitolina used to be a big force, but Svitolina has not really done so well in 2023 and 2024. So she getting knocked out by Rybakina, who is more informed, is not a surprise to me. But the coast is getting clear. I don't know if Coco Gauff is still in the competition.
She's out of the competition.
She is.
Iga Swiatek consistency. I think
we have only 2 persons from the top 10 in the ladies still in this particular tournament.
Please confirm who is there, because I know Iga Swiatek has been knocked out.
Yes, Gauff has been knocked out.
And
I'm trying to confirm that.
So if
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff is out.
Yes.
So if Coco Gauff is out and Iga Swiatek is already out, which I know, then it simply means that the coast is even clearer. Jasmine Paolini had a fine showing the last time I followed her game, and she should be in the last 4. It simply means that Rybakina may be the biggest player yet left in the competition, which is quite.
But Paolini is still in the competition.
Yes, Jasmine Paolini is still there, which simply means that she has a very, very bright chance of winning it again. And it shows that hard work pays, to say the least.
Well, hard work pays, to say the least. Well, Favor, ladies doing so well. Just like Bellumi said, Vondrousova last time out, she won the Wimbledon, being unseeded, and this time around, just 2 players from the top 10 actually remaining in this particular competition. As a lady, let me ask you a very straight question: what motivates ladies to fight against their fellow ladies?
It's definitely not man. But then I
let's
feel
bring
like
it down to sports now.
Yeah, that's what I said. Definitely, I feel like it's determination. When you see that you as a lady, you are doing this, and then there is another lady who is doing way more than you've done. You feel like I can actually do it. If this person can do it, then I can do it. So they want to get there where that person has reached, to also prove to themselves that I can actually do it, and prove to the world that I am a lady just as this person is. So it's all about determination, getting up there, getting what you want. I feel, yes, getting what you want. So it's surprising somehow. It's not surprising because it's sports. It's a game, and anything can happen. it just takes the determination and the training, the energy that the person puts in there. So I've answered your question.
Okay.
Emmanuel, I listened to Roger Federer just a few days ago.
Yeah.
A video came across my timeline on Facebook, and I think he was wearing a graduation robe. So I didn't know if he was graduating from any study.
Honorary degree or something
A
like that.
honorary doctorate degree possibly was given to him. So I was listening to his speech, and he was saying that professional players don't even get up to 54%. Don't have 54% of win ratio. You know, and he said something about when he drops a set, that what makes a professional player is that they keep moving. That if you start having self-doubt, also know that your opponent is also having self-doubt.
Yeah.
So it's an equal, and it's an equal reaction. But who has the ability to douse down his self-doubt and start believing I can still do this? It's the difference between the man who is number 1 and the man who is 100. Because we both have self-doubt. When I drop a point, I feel like I'm losing this game. But the other man is also like, I feel win this game, but this guy is a big player.
So if we come back.
You understand?
Yeah.
So they both have self-doubt. It's not like when you see a lion the first time, you look at the lion will look at you.
Two of you
Who
will run.
first pick race?
Well, let's talk about the guys right now. Novak Djokovic is through to the semi-finals of Wimbledon after Alex de Minaur withdrew from their last 8 tie because of a hip injury. Well, the Australian 9th seed was scheduled to take on a 24-time Grand Slam champion Djokovic today in the second match on centre court. Well, Djokovic is handed a walkover and will face either of Italy's Lorenzo Musetti or American 13th seed Taylor Fritz in the semi-finals. Well, easy one for the old man. You say right there, Ival.
Yeah, very lucky for Novak Djokovic. It simply means that a day rest ahead of a semi-final.
Yeah.
Between Musetti and Taylor Fritz. I think the tougher opponent will be Taylor Fritz, the left-handed American, if he can qualify to the next round of the tournament. Novak possibly has not really been the best of himself in this tournament, but he's been able to just stay and ride with the tide, flow with the tides to where he is right now. And very unfortunate for Alex de Minaur. The Australian would have loved to play him, you know, and he's one man who could go the distance, 5 setters. He stresses you. He makes sure that you strain every inch of muscles on your body. That's what Alex de Minaur brings. So the fans have just been robbed of a classic today because of an injury to the Australian. But I'm expecting him to return, better and fitter in the US Open. But for Novak Djokovic, easy passage for him to the semi-finals. He will be praying for a softer opponent in Musetti, but I'll be praying for a tougher one in Taylor Fritz for him, so that the fans who were robbed of a quarterfinal showdown will have so much to look out for in the semi-finals against Taylor Fritz. I believe Taylor Fritz is going to beat Musetti, except something happens in the game later tonight. But all the same, the coast becomes clearer for Novak Djokovic. He smells blood from here. Win your semi-final game and you're in the finals again, and another chance to extend your record in terms of the Grand Slams won.
Well, the withdrawal of Alex de Minaur has helped Djokovic in his bid to win an 8th title at the Wimbledon and move level with the great Roger Federer. Well, he has now moved into the 13th Wimbledon semi-final, a joint open era record with Federer. Belumi, I know you love this man so much, and he's achieving and trying to break some records set by the great Federer. I know you just want him to win this.
Well, right now I'm in a dilemma because I'm in a conflict because my current guy, who is also a fellow Madrid fan, Alcaraz is also in the competition, and I want him to also win it. I think I want him to win
You
it
will have to choose one.
Because he's a Madrid fan.
You will have to choose
because
one.
he's an amazing player. I think I share an affinity with him, given that we have the same club. You understand?
Father have mercy.
So I share an affinity with him. So basically, but then again, he's a fantastic player. I think Djokovic has done one for himself. Although Alcaraz is defending champion, I feel that Djokovic will also be a strong contender. And I think it's at the moment where he's criticized the most, where he's put the most, that Djokovic comes up. I don't know whether you saw the video of him talking to the British fans of booing them. I said, although you might think you are saying Rome, but I know you're actually booing me, and this is for you too. I want this match for you. So I think right now Djokovic is really angry, and he performs the best when he's angry. So it's going to be a good game, a great cricket contender for Alcaraz if Alcaraz qualifies to the final. But I'm likely seeing Alcaraz versus Novak Djokovic, and I hope that Alcaraz is winning. Djokovic, I'm sorry, but your time is at least past for now.
I see.
So you're saying he should always be angry whenever he's playing?
No, I'm saying he performs the best.
The
when
anger motivates him more.
He should always get angry.
So that at this point, he doesn't want him to get angry, so that
it difficult somewhat against Woon, and that's why they were booing him. And later, after the booing, he came back and Woon could not even stop it.
It's good if you're angry. If you're angry, don't be angry against a very good player. Because if you're angry against a Rafa, and you're in a game against Rafa, possibly the very fit Rafa, or against Medvedev, or against Carlos Alcaraz, you get angry and you're concentrating on the fans, and also you're on your game, you're distracted. Those players will make sure that they see off the game over the line.
And yes, so that when they're doing the post-match speech, they will state it. I remember after the Australian Open that he did not participate in, he came back in the next Australian Open with that kind of pain, and he won the Australian Open. That time he came back, it shows Djokovic knows how to play when he's angry. He doesn't allow that to enter his head. Maybe because he has been one of the most hated tennis players. But do not try to.
I feel like the anger motivates him. Like it's more like I want to show those people that I'm actually better than they feel. So that's why he channels all his energy into the game, but that's a good anger anyway. So we should try and make him angry so that he win Alcaraz.
You're saying he's a righteous anger.
My brother, you're there. You're in the spirit.
Okay, let's hope. Let's just hope that his anger will help him win either of Lorenzo Musetti or Tyler Fritz, because if he wins that match, that means he will be facing either of Carlos Alcaraz or Daniil Medvedev in the final, and that is to tell you that Carlos Alcaraz will be engaging in the final, semi-final, of this particular Wimbledon against Daniil Medvedev. So let's just go straight to predictions. Ival, straight to the prediction. Carlos Alcaraz, who do you see in the final?
Well,
Carlos Alcaraz and Daniil Medvedev.
The last Grand Slam was the French Open, right? And it was Daniil Medvedev who he met in the semi-finals, right? And he knocked out Daniil Medvedev. Talking about Carlos Alcaraz, I think it's a psychological thing. Medvedev, a man who also used to get angry at every given point in time. The Russian is not always, good. Sometimes he shouts to the.
Djokovic's anger helps him to win, and Medvedev anger helps him to lose.
He gets angry at every given opportunity, and sometimes he vents out his anger at the chair umpire, and that's not right. You respect the man who is recording the scores and calling the shots of the game, because if you start talking bad at him, you also incur the wrath of the fans. So I'm leaning towards Carlos Alcaraz. Because I feel psychologically he has a bit of an advantage over Daniil Medvedev, but due to the condition of play, I think this is the grass court. This is the grass court. I'm not sure how good Alcaraz is in the grass.
He won the last
except he has learned so well to be a master of this court. If not, Medvedev 105 with his last drop of blood, but I'll still lean towards the Spaniard to win this one.
Well, Pelumi, I think I already know who you want to win. You want Carlos Alcaraz to win, so favor pretty.
Please. Let me say, please. It's not a matter of want. It's just a matter of what it is. Like Mr. Eval said.
Okay.
I believe that yes, Alcaraz may have won the Wimbledon last year, but then again, I feel that Medvedev just knows how to win semi-finals. If it was a final, I would have said maybe Alcaraz easy win, like I said against them in the Roland Garros Open. But one thing that Medvedev tried to work on is that he should not put himself under too much pressure. I think, like Mr. Eval said, I mean, Medvedev is a pressure cooker. I'm sorry, Medvedev is a pressure cooker. He knows how to cook pressure, but he collapses under the pressure. And I believe that that's what Alcaraz will try to do to him. Make sure that he's not in his game. Make sure that he gets the service right. Because once he starts getting frustrated, he doesn't know how to do it. He starts making wrong serve. I remember the match against him in the Australian Open against Jannik Sinner. I think there was time he was leading, and sometimes that maybe he had an issue with the umpire or something like that, and he just lost his game. From 2 sets up, he lost it. and Tina actually came back. It happened again in the Roland Garros Open final. So I believe that Alcaraz will be looking to set him off his game, because when Medvedev is off his game, he cannot really do anything right. So if he can manage to control his anger, I believe that he still has a chance against Alcaraz, because this is a new surface. Although he may have won it, but it's a new surface where you can actually revenge and actually reach another final, which Medvedev knows how to do. But on scale of play, I believe that Alcaraz should win.
Well, for you, Alcaraz should win. Favor Pretty, if I would say that Medvedev always gets angry, but let me just also say that his anger helped him win the world number one, Yannick Sinner, in the quarterfinals to get to the semi-final. So do you think that his anger will help him win Carlos Alcaraz in the semi-finals?
Well, I wouldn't say. I just want to say that in as much as Carlos Alcaraz is good, it's known for what he does, and he does it very well. But then he has also met with this Medvedev once. So I feel like Medvedev should have known his weakness and, the area that strengthens him more. So I just hope he can use the experience that he had with him and win. So I'm going for Medvedev too.
Okay, you're going for Medvedev to win this one. Well, let's leave the world of tennis right now and talk a little bit about the Paris Olympics 2024 that will be starting later this month. Well, the sports minister, Senator John Owaneno, has said we have no excuse to fail at the Olympics and Paralympic Games. That is according to the Minister of Sports and Youth Development, Iva Ledu. He has said that no excuse, everything needed has been provided, everything needed. The president, the number one citizen of the country, talking about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said he has provided 100% of all that they asked for. So the athletes do not have any excuse to fail.
Well, presented on paper and possibly presented in reality, but will the people, the organs at the top, allow the presentation to go round?
That's it.
And go round and, without it being changed and used for other purposes. We know these things, we know this country so well, and we can speak from experience. But again, I need to give kudos to the sports ministry and the sports minister himself. Just a few days ago, I saw the ceremony unveiling the kits of the team.
Yeah.
A few of them were modeling it. Ese Brume in particular, with the trolley and the coverall and everything. The suits, the tracksuit and all that look quite amazing. Now the athletes are in camp. A few of them are out of the country already, training in their different bases. For the Super Falcons are also out training. So it's like we've gone ahead of time compared to what it used to be before, where we do a fire brigade approach, even though by the standards and by the standards of Olympics, this is even too late to prepare.
But it's too early for us.
Yes, for us it looks very early because we still have almost 3 or 4 weeks to go.
About 2 weeks to go.
Yeah, 2 weeks to go.
Yeah,
I think
2 weeks plus.
They had entered camp earlier.
Yeah.
So it's more like it's early for us. You can start clapping.
But we're not used to this.
Yeah, for other countries, Olympic Games begin the day the last one ends, right? And that's why you see the likes of China, the likes of USA, France, come in and dominate like they used to do, because from that moment when you lost your medal or you didn't finish well, you start preparing for the next 4 years. But we take it as it seems, maybe early preparation, a bit of 3 weeks plus a Niger spirit can push us above the line. And all we are eyeing is, can we get a record equal to the 1996 performance or something close to that? Because the last Olympic Games we had to thank Ese Brume. She
did not win. She was fourth.
I think we had only one medal.
Yeah, it was is it Oduna Adokore? Which of them that gave us a silver? Adekore, is it Adekore?
It was a silver or a bronze?
No, Adekore gave us a silver in wrestling.
Yes, I know it's one of these weights.
Yeah, she gave us a silver in wrestling.
Yes.
There was a tournament that we had as a Brume gave us a bronze.
The bronze. I know we had we had only one medal or something.
Yes, I know she finished fourth in the long jump.
Okay, so Oduna Adekore, I think it was in the Olympic Games. She lost to an American who is a Ghanaian-born American in the finals of
Yes, I remember that. Yes, so I remember. Yeah.
We should do better. We should not be coming back with solitary medal. Yes, I know that we have only 11 events to compete.
Yeah.
But hey, Kenya doesn't compete in everything.
They
But they
competing.
come back with
Kenya
some.
just
few.
look at the long distance, the
Yeah, the
decathlon.
2,000, 3,000
You know, the
meters
1,500 meters, the 800 meters steeplechase event,
Yeah.
the 10,000 meters, 5,000 meters. South Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, and they return
and
medals.
with gold.
They come back with gold, silver, and bronze. So you know your strength, you go for it. Jamaica, the same thing. They look at the sprints, right? They look at the hurdles, and they compete because that's their strength. We are not America, neither are we China or South Africa that we can compete in everything. No, we should look at our strength. What are our strengths?
Capitalize
Weightlifting
on
is
it.
there, wrestling is there,
Racing.
athletics is there. Then we also have a chance
Football
these days in football.
In
If
football.
our men's team were to be there, we'd say, well, our men's team gives us a brighter chance than the women because the men's team have been consistent. 2008 silver silver medalist.
Yeah.
2016 bronze medalist.
Bronze
Also,
medalist.
you know, so we keep getting something on the podium. So we should concentrate on those strengths. 11 different events. We should be bringing back a handful of medals, no matter how small.
Well, let's hope so that we bring back a handful of medals. I just hope we have 1 or 2 golds or as many golds as possible because I know these guys will be motivated. If not for what Owaneno said that there have been provisions for everyone who finishes on the podium. The $50,000 will also be a big motivation for my fellow Nigerians going to Paris Olympics. We're still talking about the Olympics. The Super Falcons have replaced the injured midfielder Halimatu Ayinde with USA-based forward Ifeoma Onumonu on their Paris Olympics squad. Well, Coach Waldrum has also called up Regina Otu to be part of the 4 alternate players allowed for the Summer Games. Well, experienced midfielder Ayinde suffered a long-term knee injury in training with her Swedish club. The Super Falcons are currently training in Sevilla, Spain. Well, I replaced with Onumonu, a player that the last time we talked about this, I said I was shocked she wasn't on the list. And right now, she has replaced the injured Halimatu Ayinde. I think it's a good one for the Super Falcons.
Well, a player that also falls the category of Paul Onuachu in terms of perception by Nigerians. They don't like Onumonu.
Okay.
Nigerians don't tend to.
But I think I like her. I
just
appreciate
like,
what
just
she
like,
does.
just like Nigerians perceive Onuachu.
Yeah.
That's the same way they perceive Onumonu as a striker
Yeah.
for the women's game. She works her socks off. She plays the best she can. Leads that line. She doesn't score many, you know, but we don't tend to. The perception
Appreciate
is
the
quite
little she
negative,
does.
you know, for Onumonu. But I'm happy that finally she gets a call up, even though it's at the cost of another very good player,
Yeah.
Halimatu Ayinde, who I thought, you know, did her job so well at the last World Cup. She was just given a task to just mark out this player. She does it effortless. Look at the way she took out what's her name again? Lauren James of the English national side at the World Cup. She did that job quite fantastically well. One of those players who would love to see the ball on her feet. I just hope that with her absence now we can draft back Christy Uchebe back to the midfield because I saw her against I think Cameroon or South Africa playing in defense. You know, let's bring her back from defense to midfield. It's a shame actually Plumter isn't playing because of injury as well. And now we've lost Halimatu Ayinde. So Regina Otu is a midfielder. So Regina Otu should come in as an alternate player and possibly get to make the final short list of players going for the Olympic Games. And let's see what Randy Waldrum can conjure from here. The group isn't friendly at all. It's a poison chalice. You look at what we've got there. Spain, Brazil, Japan. Those are no mean feats. You know, these are very tough teams in terms of women's football. And I'll just be expecting that Nigeria should just keep flowing with what they did at the World Cup, they transition that to the Olympic Games and possibly put up a good representation. It's good that they are in Sevilla or in Seville at the moment.
Yeah.
The Sevilla social media handle on Facebook and on X has been milking out the Nigerian support after they signed Chidera Ojuke just a few hours ago. They posted men mounts with a picture of Chidera Ejuke. I hope he goes to say hi to the ladies and motivate them as well in preparation for the games in Paris. But I'm not really confident about the team. With that Halimatu Ayinde's injury, I shouted when I first saw it that, hey, not this kind of player going out injured at this point in time, but let's hope for the best for the Super Falcons.
Well, let's hope for the best for the Super Falcons. Belumi, straight up, our first game is on the 25th of July. So we are playing against Brazil. So let me ask you this question before we go for a quick commercial break. 25th July, Nigeria, Brazil. No. That is in the Olympics. Who do you think will be winning this one?
think-
Straight up,
yeah.
in 30 seconds.
Well, because of the break, commercial break, I'll leave it with something to ponder about. Let's get back and I'll tell my prediction. Bye for now.
Well, let's go for a quick short commercial break, and when we return, do not forget that
My prediction is because my prediction is gold now, so wait for it. I'll keep you on hold.
Okay,
Bye for
so
now.
before we go for the quick break, just remember that when we return, we'll be opening the phone lines for you to call in and have your say in this particular program this evening. But right now, we're due for a quick break. Do not touch the dial, just stay.
Alibo Development Foundation.
Biao, if you want Fibo, do you care about the development and progress of Ndibo? Alibo Development Foundation, ADF, invites you to her 10th anniversary celebration, Gega Otono Maya, Abia, God's Own State, on Saturday, 13th July 2024 by 9 a.m. Featuring talent show, cultural exhibition, ADF book presentation, exhibition and sales of artworks, etc. Host, Emeritus Professor Uzodin Mawala, ADF President, Founding Father and Pioneer. Onyisioche Memag Abu His Excellency, Major General Chris Eze, retired, former High Commissioner of Nigeria to India. Special guest of honor, His Excellency Dr. Alex Chioma-Oti, Governor of Abia State, and Mr. Peter Obi, presidential candidate, LUP. Make Matakunya Basra Mema, Ngwabo 08034663922, Mwabukano 08033919686. Alibo Development Foundation, Magode Mandigo.
Celebrating your family and friends has become cheap like a cup of tea, easy as ABC, and rapid like it should be. You can send birthday greetings and goodwill messages on Rapid FM for just 1,000 naira. Other events like weddings, child dedication, housewarmings, religious and government functions go for even less, 500 naira. Now, your loved ones have no excuse not to celebrate you rapidly on your day because all they have to do is visit our website at www.rapidfm965.com/request or call 07049 220965.
Justy, this one where you put your hand under your jaw this early morning. Waiting happen. Your goat don't die.
Holy cap, leave me oh. If to say my goat die, that one better oh. All the goods in my shop don't expire finish. No market. Since morning, I never say even 1 naira.
Child, you never hear about Rapid FM Ahiana Market.
Ahiana
Market. Now Rapid FM program where we go help you tell people what you they sell, how you they sell them, and where your shop today with just take only 1,000 naira. We go carry your business and put them for the next level. Oh yeah, green us for phone with this number 08063568266. Or you fit rush for Rapid FM Radio House behind New Government House Umahia, Abia State, Nigeria. Ahiana Market.
Well, glad to know you're still tuned into your favorite dial, Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. Well, I'm still your boy, my explicit. I'm here with Ivali, do the midfield maestro. I also have Oluwa Belumi King, the 40th in line, and Favor Pretty, the only favor that is pretty right here. Well, before we went on that commercial break, I was trying to let you know that you can be a part of the show. You can call us on 091 60 333 965 and 091 965. Well, any of those numbers, when you call, you definitely get through to us and have your say on the show. Well, Pelumi, let's get back to you. Your 30 seconds still stands, so you cannot exceed it.
Yes.
Super Falcons against Brazil in 30 seconds. 25th of July. Who will win?
Now, this is a bold one. Hey, Jesus Christ. The technical issues are spoiling my prediction. This is a bold one. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ivan, are you ready for it?
Go ahead. Before we take the call.
One nation will win. Either Nigeria or Brazil.
God have mercy. let's hear from this caller. Hello, caller. Good evening. Okay, the numbers to call are 091 60,000 965 and 091 60 333 965. Well, let's just talk about this briefly. I just talk about it and we move. It is official now that Super Falcons player Chegini has signed for Paris Saint-Germain Femini. The Juventus club have signed the Super Falcons 23-year-old attacking midfielder, and she will play till 2027 for Paris Saint-Germain. Well, let's talk about these. The MPFL Remo Stars coach Daniel Ogumodede is lamenting over the poor salary paid to Nigerian coaches. He noted that coaches in countries like Rwanda are better paid than coaches in Nigeria.
It's a fact, it's a fact, and I don't know. It's a country whereby we keep doing the opposite thing of what conventional and good countries, other countries do. You understand? People who do hazardous jobs are supposed to be the most paid. But yeah, we favor politicians more than we favor those who are doing the job.
I'm telling you.
Politicians also face a lot of risks too.
What risks do they face, please? But let me stop this. Right?
A lot of things.
You're trying to justify the fact that politicians are paid well.
I just read a tweet from somebody on X where she said that she was teaching in a Nigerian university and earning 160,000 naira as a pay a month, but she has gone to Australia and earns 10 times that. That's $1,844. $1,844 per week. Now that's per week. But she was paid $110 per month in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Let's not.
So let's not go there. It's a sports show. Let's just move on. No, you don't need to explain.
Okay, now we cannot justify some kind of things. They are barbaric to hear.
Yeah.
That a country as big as Nigeria, when you boast of being the giant of Africa, you can't even compete with minimum wage with your least African nations around you. It's a shame. With all the natural resources we do have around us, it's a shame. Right? It's a shame. So, in terms of what he's saying, he's right. Why will I saw Jonathan Aluko do a post just a few days ago. He said, "You the quarrel side go Sudan." He said, "You the quarrel side go Sudan." You give me Europe now, no go. Sporting Lagos player. Why is he going to Sudan? We paid in dollars.
Better money.
Why did Victor Mbaoma go to Rwanda? APR. Or if you're cashing out about $5,000 per month,
convert it.
Even your coaches here can't earn it.
True,
right? Rwanda. Now look at the new catch. Fatah Shaw has moved to ASVO of Benin Republic.
Wow.
About 3 or 4 Nigerian players from the MPF have joined him already. Right? Possibly the salary is good.
Yeah, possibly.
The welfare package is better.
True.
And they treat them like they are playing a professional league. Alright? So he talked about players earning coaches earning 700, 800,000 or below, or whatever it is. And it's the truth, right? Only a few coaches are those marquee coaches that were earning big money. For instance, you look at the likes of Stanley Guma.
Finidi George right now.
Finidi George. Who else is there? Abdul Meikaba. Those are the top guns that will end up to $1 million naira. That is if you're going to the big teams, the big state-owned teams, right? But for the rest, I can't really vouch for them. Which is why we should not quarrel. My fellow journalist used to say, anytime he sees any deal outside Nigeria, he tells the player, jump on it. Why does he tell you to jump on it?
More money.
Your list in that place is better than what they are doing in Nigeria.
True.
Especially the welfare package. Some things are not all about the money. Some things are all about the professionalism and the way it's being packaged.
Yeah.
You play Nigerian Premier Football. Sometimes you see players come to the stadium. They are not playing for that match day, and they just stroll around, trek, and just go around. It doesn't work that way. You're a pro player. You're supposed to be a professional player. Your leg is your leg is paid for.
Yeah.
It's contracted.
Your leg is why you're being paid.
They shouldn't be finding you in the street. Even when they find you in the street, there should be a bodyguard. So five seconds away from you. Yeah, that leg is contracted. You understand?
That's why when the likes of Osimhen and Chukwueze, then when they come back to Nigeria, you see them with bodyguards.
There are things that happen to you or you do, and somebody else is affected. Somebody else income is affected. Somebody else will take a
fall for
decision or a fall for it. For instance, when Kozuma beat his cat, agents were sponsors were withdrawing.
True.
You understand? You're professional. But those are the things that are lacking in Nigeria. Those are the things that are lacking in Nigeria. So I'm not surprised he's saying this. It is the truth. If a coach from going to Benin Republic can start dragging 3 or 4 Nigerian players already, they are going towards him. And these players are playing for clubs like Remo Stars, they're playing for clubs like Kwara United, they're already going to Benin Republic. It simply means that when you carry the money, maybe they are paid 500,000 or 400,000 naira in Nigerian currency, and they're telling that they're paying you $4,000 or $5,000 a month.
You just press your calculator immediately.
I said you're earning up to 4 million naira. What am I doing here?
You move.
What am I doing here?
Let me quote him when he had an interview with a radio station. He said, "The money is not encouraging. The money is extremely not encouraging. If a team in Rwanda can pay coaches $10,000 to $15,000, and we are here paying less than $1 million naira for a coach, which is less than $1,000, what do you expect?" And tomorrow we want we keep clamoring for local coaches or indigenous coaches. Like you just mentioned, Fatai Osho. The other day we hired Finidi and we fired him. And he resigned actually. We hired Finidi and he resigned because of the way he was treated. So what are we even expecting from these coaches when you cannot pay them up to $1,000 a month?
How much does the MPFL earn in a particular season? Let me tell you something about payment of coaches. Yes, they're underpaid because they're not really giving the Nigerian teams that we have in the league are not really giving much to be expected. They're not really attracting sponsors to the league. Once you start playing a pattern of play,
is it a duty of a coach to attract sponsors?
When we had sponsors in the league, for example, I'll take to go back now.
Okay.
Let me tell Kwelemi Topsy does not even. I don't know if he showed Premier League in 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. I'll try to tell him what he doesn't know. We had a league that was called Globe Premier League.
Yes. Globacom Premier League.
Globacom pumped into the league.
I knew.
We had a league that was on Super Sport. You know how much they pumped into the league?
I knew when Globacom was in the league, but I think that was because the quality of the league. Can you compare the quality of the league then to the quality of league now?
So is it the coach's fault?
Can you compare the quality of the league?
Is it the coach's fault?
The MPFL needs to work on it. Yes, they need to improve it to a certain extent. But how much is MPFL making in a single season? You pay from what you have.
No, I'm asking the question.
Look at Ligue 1, for instance. Let's take it to Europe. Look at Ligue 1. Let's take it to Europe now.
Okay.
Look at Ligue 1. Is Ligue 1 earning as much as the Premier League, as much as La Liga? No. So with the money they have, you can see that the clubs, what the clubs get from TV podcast fee is not the same as what a La Liga team is earning because of what there's disparity in sponsorship. In payment from broadcasters. So that's exactly what is happening now. So what they should do, MPFL, is to make the league marketable. And all the teams should stop playing football that do not resonate with sponsors. Once there are more sponsors, if MPFL now is any, let's say they're earning up to $1 million or $500,000 at least. They're not paying these people.
I have a question.
And they're not distributing it to the clubs well.
Yeah.
We can now say there's a problem. But then from the little that they have, they're trying to distribute it to the teams, and the teams will now use the little that they get from the MPFL to pay the staffs.
I have a question. I have a question for you.
That's the issue.
Let me ask you a question.
And the second thing is that it may not even be the MPFL fault. It may be the clubs, and I think some clubs like to underpay their staffs because of the Nigerian mentality. You earn I. Let me finish, please.
Okay.
You earn I. And then you are giving your players and your staff to stipend. That's when I can only blame the clubs. But from the MPFL side, I do not think it's the MPFL fault. But then again, I feel that what you said was correct. They are really underpaid in many situations. But you should put the blame on the club What are on the APFL?
Okay, going to the fact of what you said, Belumi, let me ask you this question. You said the coaches are not bringing sponsorship to the clubs or the NPFL.
I not say the coaches. I said the clubs. I know really playing.
But what you are saying is that it is the coaches' fault that we don't get sponsors.
He said
they are underperforming.
No, he said that the clubs do not play football that resonate with sponsors. Sorry, for goodness sake, our sponsors, coaches.
That's the point. I wanted to ask him a question.
Our sponsors, football fanatics.
Why do
our sponsors people that want to come and look for good football? Most of the people that don't want mileage, right? Now, let me give you an example why it will not work.
Okay.
You already know.
Okay, Ivan, let me take this call.
Okay.
Let me take this call. Hello, caller. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I'm Uche Chukwu. I'm calling you from Amabuto.
Okay, go ahead with your comments on the show.
Okay. Sir, although I just joined you at the start, so it's like you mentioned about Super Falcons.
Yeah.
The people that are going for Olympic.
Yeah.
So when are they starting that Olympic football tournament?
Well, the Super Falcons, their first game is on the 25th of July against Brazil.
Okay, Brazil. Well, when you look at for Nigeria versus Brazil, when you look at the Brazil not just Brazil, they are a football nation, and I know that, but with adequate preparation, Nigeria can still win Brazil. It's 4-7.
Very possible.
It's 4-7. It determines this kind of preparation. Preparation matters a lot. Just like what I said concerning the World Cup qualifier. How the NFF, the way they just do the thing. I said it, that South Africa, that these people, they're coming with all seriousness. And see what is happening to our main team, the Super Falcons, the Super Eagles. But I know our girls can put up a very good performance against Brazil if we can do our preparation very, very well. And I learned that they are camping at one
in Spain
or something like that.
In Spain. In Spain.
Okay. So that one is to acclimatize the weather. It's acclimatize. So it's good. Let them start the preparation very well, because in fact I'm seeing them doing well in this Olympic. I'm seeing them doing well, especially of God. And for this night, England versus Holland or Netherlands. That ball is to be a very tough one. But at the end of the day, I think Holland will carry the game.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. So if I round off your thoughts before we go to Europe.
You know, Belumi, the sponsors are not there to judge your kind of football. The sponsors are there to just be part of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
But you agree that the clubs do need to attract sponsors with their style of play.
Soak it in. It's not style of play that guarantees
their
sponsors
attractiveness,
now.
their marketability.
Even Burnley has sponsors. Even Burnley has sponsors. Even Stoke City has sponsors.
I see no reason why Ogumodere has to come to the media for this thing, because it's something that he has to tell the clubs.
Now.
So how else can he talk to all the clubs? He's not working for the 20 NPFL teams.
Cast a lot of negative perception.
Let's speak. No, give him his microphone. Let's speak. No, let's
cast so much negative perception.
Let's speak the truth to power.
Yeah.
Let's speak the truth to power. This year alone, how many companies have moved out of Nigeria? Besides multinational companies.
Many.
Last year, how many?
Many. Even one of the painful ones is, I think, one of the Microsoft companies leaving.
Now, what? These are your potential sponsors leaving. They can't even cope with business in your own country. Cost of production wants to kill the production itself. Right, so they have to run for their life and start.
Everything is not black and white. It may be for some other reasons. It's not.
And there are so many. For them to be in that same shoe, is too many of them. Yeah. Before, back in the days, you could travel. 9 buses were the sweetest to move around. But this season, we had a team travel. I think Sunshine Stars or so traveled from the west down to the east for a game, and had their kit manager, their kit man, or curator shot in Benin.
Which he died later.
He died later on, right? What it was 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, it's not the same thing it is in 2021.
Yeah.
Who want to be part of that kind of a brand?
Nobody.
See, I tell people that Nigeria, what things that happen in Nigeria is a microcosm of society. It's a that thing that happens at the top is trickling down to the smaller units, even into families.
True.
We are a microcosm of the reflection of our entire nation.
and it's a shame.
A big shame. Well, I really do not think the coaches should be blamed for lack of sponsorship or anything. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying that it is a shame that we cannot pay our coaches up to $1,000
because
monthly.
they feel endless.
Well,
they don't get much from sponsorship. So from the little they have,
are living.
I don't understand. How do you say because they are earning less?
It's casting a bad light on the MFL when it's not really the
Hello,
MFL.
caller. Good evening.
Case.
Hello, good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Yeah, good evening. Your name and where you're calling us from?
I am Chief Ebubedike from Diokan Ceremony, Himemba, no Imo State.
Welcome, Ebubedike, the chief.
God bless you. I want to predict that Nigeria Super Falcons versus Brazil. Nigeria Falcons will win by 2-1.
Okay,
Super Falcons will win Brazil on the 25th. Well, we'll save it somewhere for you, Chief Ebubedike.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution on the show tonight.
Maybe I'll call him to serve on my council.
All right. Thank you.
When I get officially coronated.
All right. Let's go straight because we are running out of time. Okay. Yesterday we had the youngest player scoring against France last night to help his team win and get to the finals. Talking about the young superstar Lamine Yamal or Lamine Yamal, anyone, but as long as he's Yamal. So Oluwabelumi King, let's talk about this. Lamine Yamal actually helping Spain, the youngest player, 16 years, to score in the Euros.
I think he's really an amazing talent. I'm a Madrid fan to the core, and I do not like the fact that I have to say that about a personal player. But then he's been really fantastic. 1 goal and 3 assists. He scored a screamer, the kind of similar goal to Adegola, and he did it on a much more bigger stage. I believe that this is a guy that has been really preparing for this, and he has finally gotten his opportunity, and I can only hope that he lasts, that it should not be another Ansu Fati's case. Now looking at Ansu Fati, you think Ansu Fati is probably 30, but then Ansu Fati is still below 25. I think he's 23 or 24, so hopefully he keeps this on for long. A lot of pressure on him now, is on him now basically, but he should keep this on for long and possibly last with this. But right now, he's an amazing talent, one of the best, if not the very best, young talent in the world.
Well, I don't even know. I didn't believe the Ansu Fati hype from the first time I saw him play.
Yeah.
I didn't even know who went and told them.
The hype was too much.
No. To give him Messi's number 10.
The number 10, it was heavy for him.
But then he was delivering. He was delivering, right? He was delivering. I remember the match against Inter Milan. They used a much changed Barcelona side, and he still scored 2 goals against Inter Milan. A brilliant Inter Milan side in a good stage. So he was delivering. But then again, it was not. See, one thing about we have seen a lot of that in, let's say, it was Daniel and West. Some young players are put on so much pressure. They don't know how to keep that consistency for long, which is what Messi has done, Ronaldo has done, Cruz has done. But then I think in this day and age, young players have because of the matches that they play, they easily crash out on time. There was the time that Pedro was delivering on the biggest stage. You understand?
No, but
playing games upon games. But then no, I'm saying it's the two ways. Your body will call for you, and your talent will also come for you. You no longer perform to that high level anymore.
Okay,
so that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So let's talk about the games tonight. The game tonight is talking about Netherlands and England. It's going to happen by 8 p.m. Nigerian time and 9 p.m. German time. So, favor pretty Netherlands against England. Who are you tipping for this one this night?
I always go for England.
Oh,
so
wow.
I know they will make me proud. the last match, I was at some point I felt like I was going to be disappointed, but then I was happy, you know. So I believe they will give me the win this night.
Well, I hope they don't treat you the way Heartland treated you in the season that just ended.
Are you kidding me right now?
With Netherlands, England, a very quick one.
I think Netherlands would qualify. I believe that they have a superior talent and superior team play to England, and they should win. I expect another replay, or let's say another replay of the 2010 World Cup final between Spain and Netherlands, and then Spain will end up lifting the trophy. But right now, I believe that the Netherlands will get the better of England.
All right, Ival, Netherlands, England.
Well, Polemi has said something that nullified his prediction. That the Dutch side has a superior talent now compared to the English
England.
national
Oh
side.
my God.
You said superior
Yeah, you
talent.
said superior
That's why you
talent.
said,
superior
bro.
talent.
Yeah, that was
in
what
terms
you
of
said.
talent, you give it to England.
You give it to England.
In
In
fact, for the
terms of
last
team play.
5 years, in fact, England talent, Boku. We are seeing it that these guys this year. There's a change, there's a shift.
Just
There's a
inborn.
reason why England used to make finals and semi-finals these days in tournament.
Yeah.
So the talent they have.
Individual
Maybe if you
talents.
add it with a good coach or better coaches,
Better team play.
maybe they will be winning tournaments.
Yeah.
I'm going for England tonight. I think it will be their simplest game, their easiest game in this whole tournament. I feel England will rise up to the occasion tonight and is coming home.
Well, let's hope it
I
comes
love Bellingham,
home.
but it's not going to come.
Bellomi, you stand alone on this one.
Well, let's one or two gossip stories and then we run out of
I
the
don't like standing
studio.
alone because
Well, Chelsea are in talks with Borussia Dortmund over a deal for 22-year-old German forward Karim Adeyemi. Some Marseille fans have demanded the club ends its interest in Manchester United English forward Mason Greenwood. And Spain winger Nico Williams has attracted interest from Liverpool, Chelsea, Bayern Munich and Barcelona and has a 58 million euros release clause in his Athletic Bilbao contract. I think that is where we will let the cookies to crumble on this one tonight. Don't forget to be back here tomorrow morning for Rush Hour Sports by 7:30 a.m. Just do not touch the dial. Remain with Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. Well, thank you so much. I'm Favor Pretty, the only favor that is pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you, Oluwapelumi King, Denny.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Eva Lady, for being with me this evening. Well, thank you also to you over there who listen to us tonight. We are so proud to have you as our fan. Thank you so much. Join us tomorrow morning by 7:30 a.m. At this point, Nigeria, we hail thee.